We are now live, Jeannie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday. Tuesday for January 18th. I'm tired.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I did like 7 hours, 8 hours of yard work this weekend.
Patrick was out in the yard raking. I was inside
Seven
sewing.
50-gallon black bags of, like, I call it Darwinian tree pruning. You guys remember those windstorms? We have all these, like, old growth Jeffrey pines around our house. And
Pine trees are the messiest. This is the first time I've ever had, like, growing up back east, we had, like, oak and maple and huge trees that would dump leaves. It was so much work. But I've never lived in a house with pine trees, and they are the messiest year-round.
they're so, like, they're so pretty, though.
I think we should just chop them all down.
No way.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't
They're
do
like
that.
they've got
really
the like bark
beautiful.
peels off, but like I
kids love to climb them.
I only did half the yard, because that was all I had time to do, and it was 7 large landscape bags.
Yeah.
I'm doing the other half of the yard next
And then
week.
he kept complaining about how he had aches and pains. He was like, I'm hurting in places I never hurt.
No, I was sore. I wasn't saying I was hurting. I was sore. Like my biceps were sore and like my shoulders were sore. Raking is, I don't normally, that's not.
I'm sore, like right here. I'm so sore. If you joined me this weekend on Sunday for our Bowl Cozy Sew Along, thank you. It was super fun. Didn't
She
we have a
literally
good time?
talked about it for like an hour after she was done. She was like,
That was so much
oh
fun.
my God, that was so much fun. That was so much fun.
Maybe
So-
it was just me having fun with myself. Maybe I was the only one.
Although she did tell me that you all emailed and said that you were having fun too.
Yeah,
So-
some of you emailed and said that you had a good time, and so hopefully, and I didn't see anyone
And
crying.
then for those of
I
you
was
that
watching
didn't
you.
have a good time, so sad for you, I guess. I don't know. It should have been fun. You sounded like you were having a good time. It seemed like it all happened in like a reasonable period.
Of course, it went longer because I was like, "Let's do 2," and then it took us a little bit longer. But I wanted to do one with jelly roll strips and then one that was just whole cloth, like just uncut. So, anyways,
What were we laughing about last night? You were like,
oh,
you need
I
to
was
be-
so tired.
but you were like, oh my God, we should tell them about this on the live stream. Do you even remember?
Yeah, I was so tired. So I can't remember what night it was, and I hear Patrick go, "Look at Mom." I'd fallen asleep, and Violet came into the room, and I hear Patrick.
She was flossing her teeth.
You had this hanging from your beard.
And she was flossing her teeth, and she fell asleep. So she just had the piece of floss.
It was hanging from my mouth. I think my hands were down. I fell
She
asleep
fell
flossing my
asleep
teeth.
like with the floss just out.
And then I hear, because they like to make fun of me. So I think Violet came in the room. I heard Patrick go, "Look at Mom." Look at Mom. I think the floss was just hanging from my teeth and I was just sleeping. I don't know. I have a lot on my mind.
So, we are, and I think it's still posted that we're out 2 weeks on service. We do have, like, Max is going to be here another couple of days. Like, he doesn't start his new job until Friday. So he's going to be here another couple of days.
That'll help us get caught up, but it's
Alex's birthday.
Shout
Happy
out
birthday,
to Alex Morrison. Happy birthday to you.
So he is not at work today. And so once again, I'll update as the week goes on. It was crazy busy last week.
Crazy.
I think we took in like 36 or 40 sewing machines. So I'm going to just leave it at 2 weeks, and we're just going to say 2 weeks. I did mention to Ginny that I was going to talk about this morning because there have been a bunch of requests lately.
Let me talk first, and
Okay.
then you can talk. Let's get all this stuff
but-
out of the way, and then you can talk. Oh, because you want to get up front?
Well, that's how it generally works. So let me get my stuff out of the way because she'll talk more than me. So
I have a lot to say, ladies.
I know.
And gents.
So the consignment. We've had a ton of questions about whether or not I am willing to consign machines. And it's funny because Jeannie's like, why is that? And as we were talking about it, it's like little things. Like a lot of people bought classroom machines. Well, the classroom scenario has changed over the last couple of years. So I've had people reach out and go, well, would you consign, or would you, are you interested in buying these machines back? And I'm like, I should just talk about it and make sure that people understand why we don't generally do consignment. One of the things I always say to people who ask is we don't really do that. And the reason that we don't do that is generally what people's ideas are money-wise aren't realistic with how consignment has to work. We buy our machines at wholesale. So I'm certainly not going to get a customer back more money than we buy the machines at wholesale. And that's a big challenge. So a lot of times we just avoid it. But there are other things, like if it's a brand that we don't generally sell and I'm selling it on eBay takes 20% roughly. And then, we need to essentially make it worth our while to sell a machine, etc. So in very, very rare circumstances, I will consign a machine. However, if I'm going to do that, we're going to have a realistic conversation about A, what the machine's actually worth, and B, how much money you'd actually get back having me sell the machine for you. It's not that I am not willing to do it, but that we generally avoid doing so because people are either insulted or hurt or angry about the amount of money that they'll actually get in return. And in very rare circumstances, I have that conversation with somebody and then they'll go, okay, yes, just sell it for me. I just want to get rid of it. So, that's why. And I don't know why over the last couple of weeks, I've had a lot of phone calls. I've had a lot of questions from people about whether or not it's something that we're willing to do. And it normally goes like, this is the amount of money that I would want. And I'd go, yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, a lot of times the machine isn't worth what people think it's worth. It's not worth what you paid for it when it was new. Even if it's gently used, it's a used machine. And the value of those machines does fall. And B, by the time we pay fees, service the machine, it basically comes out and I sell the machine for you, it's got to make more sense than me selling a machine out of my inventory that I've already paid for. And so it's just something that people need to understand. It's not something that we generally do because I don't like to have people feel like I'm not being fair to them. Where really what I'm really doing is being completely fair. I'll have the conversation and I'll lay out what I believe are realistic expectations. Sometimes we're pleasantly surprised. Sometimes it's even less than we originally thought. But I just wanted people to understand that that's why when you ask, I'm never that excited about it. I'm always like, we really don't, we try not to do that. And the reason why is because the amount of money coming back to you is significantly less than if you were to sell it yourself. And so
when because I traded in, traded up, I was a customer here for years, and probably 8 years before we became
probably almost 10.
Yeah. And so when I traded and traded up, I always sold it myself, and I always sold it. Actually, I sold locally on Craigslist, and then I also sold on eBay. So those are options for you. And then, if we sell it, we usually don't, but every once in a while we will.
That's really the challenge is, when I break it down for customers, like I said, if it's an
you'll get
off-brand,
your most money if you do it.
if it's Singer, Viking, or not Singer, but Viking, Pfaff, Bernina, those machines I tend to sell out of market because that way I don't have to teach people how to use them and stuff like that. Some of those machines are really beautiful and really expensive, but when you sell on eBay, you know, you could pay $500, $600, $700 in fees. Then I've got costs wrapped up in the servicing of those machines. A lot of my personal time goes into it. And so, yeah, that's why we have those conversations. So for those of you that are watching that are thinking about stuff like that, consider that before you reach out to us. Because like I said, it's one of those conversations where people go, I don't understand why I just can't get this amount of money for it. Like I just had one of those conversations last week and I was like, and
you might be able to if you sell it yourself.
Part of the reason that you can is the machine may not even be worth that. But like if
yes,
it is worth that and I'm selling it, you've got X amount of fees wrapped up into it. And then I need to be paid something for our time. So that's just something to consider.
Let's talk about some fun stuff.
Yes.
Okay, number 1, Ladies in the Paradise class. I know I told you I'd get you that list this weekend. I just sent it out. So you have it. I wanted to put pictures in there so you knew what the what the items look like. So if you have stuff in your stash, you could look through your stuff. It's sent to you. So look them over and let me know as soon as possible because I am going to do the buying for the class based on what I hear back from you ladies. Ladies who are in Frosty Goes to Town.
So Carol, let me just address this really fast. We do a ton of trade-ins.
Oh, we love trade-ins.
Trade-ins are a way to maximize what you get back on your machine. So we do tons of trades. What I don't like doing is consignment. And like recently, it's funny because people have called, like I have this machine, and I always say that the best thing for you to do is trade it in because what I can do is play with my margin. I give you way more than the machine is worth because I can actually give you a great deal on a machine and take a trade. The challenge is when what people are really asking is for me to buy the machine back or for me to buy a machine from them that they're not using.
And for us to just sell it.
And for us to sell it for them. And that's the challenge. That's what I was talking about, Carol. So
trade-ins are easy for us to deal with.
Trade-ins are easy because I can see the value of the machine and you can get a great deal, et cetera, et cetera. So
we can get it ready, sell it here in the store,
or sell it out of market or whatever. That becomes my responsibility. What we try to avoid is...
I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah, and I'm really glad because I didn't want there to be
think
confusion there. Like trade-ins are our bread and butter. I think you'll find that we give crazy trade-in values, but like a lot of my deals are break even. I make my money selling the trade-in. So, however, for whatever reason, I've had a ton of people asking in the last couple of weeks. New Year, people are kind of like looking at everything. I think people are kind of figuring out what they use, what they don't use, etc. So yeah, it's consignment that's a little tougher with us.
Yes,
and there's
consignment.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Thank you, Gail. We do try and do a great trade-in program.
And thanks for asking the question, Carol. I'm happy to make that clarification.
Okay, so Paradise ladies, you should have gotten that. If you are doing the Frosty Goes to Town, I just love this. There are 2 classes. I've had some people sign up, and you could do your own fabrics. You do not have to use the fabrics that came in the kit. I don't have any kits left. If you're really interested in doing this class, I think I could actually cut some more kits. So we could cut some more. So just let me know. But you'd
probably need to know pretty quickly, right?
I need to know quickly. You need the pattern, and there's a fabric accessory pack. Some of you are waiting for that. That is back in stock on the 21st, so 3 more days, and then they'll send it to me. So the first class for this is going to be on the 29th, and it is a Scanique class where you'll be cutting your applique pieces with Michelle Burrett. She's going to show you how to do that. There's a file that you're going to get. And then she's going to show you how to adhere the fusible. She's using Heat and Bond Light. The second class is going to be on February 1st, and that is the traditional applique. So if you do not have a scan and cut, and you've done traditional applique where you trace it and cut it out and do all of that, you're just not going to do the scan and cut class. You're going to join us for the second class, which is where you're going to do, where she's going to teach you how to work with the blanket stitch on your machine. She's going to show you how to layer, how to fuse, all the traditional stuff that you would do with applique on your sewing machine. This is not an embroidery class, like not a machine embroidery class. This is traditional applique with the blanket stitch on your sewing machine.
So I love the fact that there's so much going on, because there's this new conversation about scan and cut for some of the other classes and cutting the pieces out on the scan and cut.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, Donna's, I talked to Donna about that with the Paradise class, because I know a lot of you have scan and cut and you want to cut. I know a lot of you don't have scan and cut and you would just want to do it
You need a scan and cut.
You want to do it the old-fashioned way. So, but this class,
I don't know, like cutting this out the old-fashioned way, like.
So
there's something that's like computers do it perfectly sometimes.
Anyways, I was just emailing with Michelle, so that will be. It's on the website, but don't sign up for it yet because I have to send the date and time to Christine, and then you'll be able to sign up for this portion of the class. Again, you don't have to have a scan and cut for this portion of the class. You can just join in if you have the pattern and you need the little fabric pack. So there's a couple of things that you need if you are going to be taking that class. This is tomorrow. So you do need to have the little kit. So there's a kit that looks like this. I ordered probably 20 of them that aren't here yet. And I'm waiting. So it'll probably be a deal of the day because I'm sure people are having staffing problems.
There will be pre-class videos in the group today that they need to watch before class tomorrow.
Okay, pre-class videos for this are going to be sent out today.
They're in the Facebook group.
In the Facebook group. So make sure you've joined the Facebook group. I'll be checking Facebook.
I sent an invite out again this morning.
Michelle sent another invite out this morning. We'll be checking to see if you're joining, but this is the kit that you need to take that class.
So Carol asks a good question. Can we purchase a class for cutting applique pieces on the scan and cut, but not do the quilt?
Yeah. If you want to purchase the class, or if you want to join that class. Okay, this is the thing with that class. Michelle she put together the cut files, but she's going to show you how to put everything, get your cut files from Canvas, or you're going to get them from your computer to Canvas to be able to cut them, either sending them via Wi-Fi or using a USB, and then how to properly put your fabric on your mat, blades, all of that kind of stuff. So she is going to be doing all of that. So yeah, if you want to sign up for the class, what you would be getting is you're going to get a recording of the live class. And then we will be doing it in other classes as well. So yeah, absolutely, you can do that. Just know Michelle created these cut files I don't know how she did it. She's going to be explaining the process. She
scanned and created the cut files. So Carol, the other thing is we do a lot on the scan and cut. Like we've got Scan and Cut Club. There's a lot of class infrastructure that we do here with the scan and cut. In fact, Michelle, one of our lead scan and cut instructors, at this point our lead scan and cut instructor, was an instructor actually at Brother for a number of years. Our lead scan and
cut instructor, our lead software instructor, our lead multi-needle instructor.
That was actually like much of what we've really worked to when we brought Michelle in was to create that infrastructure of that environment too, where you've got scan and cut software and machines.
She is our chief
inspiration officer.
Yes. So our CIO. She's our CIO. Yeah, you can do that. I know I talked with Michelle Burritt, and she said that the pattern wasn't very Scanique friendly in terms of changing the image into a cut file. So a lot of work has gone into
Her
that class.
creating that cut
creating that cut file for the ladies and the gents, Jeffrey, that are going to be in the class. And we will do, hopefully, Michelle, we'll do another applique class, converting and hopefully being able to show you the whole process.
I think there's a Technique Tuesday video out there too of doing applique on the scan and cut.
There might be.
Like that was an early, like it's funny because for a while we were really good at doing Technique Tuesday videos.
Betty's always like, "Where's Technique Tuesday?"
Lately, not so much.
We're like, duh.
So
so
there are some.
We're
videos
keeping
out
our
there.
head above. This is how I describe my daily existence at A1. I'm in the ocean.
The waves
I
are
am
crashing down.
barely treading water because I cannot swim, and the waves are splashing over my face.
So
that is my daily existence here.
A couple years ago, I people would ask me how I was doing that we worked with in the industry, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm like keeping my head above water." And then Andrew Merrill was here and saw the kind of business going on in here, and he's like, "Dude, you're not treading water. You're in the weeds."
Are we
and
drowning?
I was like,
Are we drowning? I'm getting waterboarded. That's my. I'm just kidding.
Well, so
is that what it's called?
No, but like his point was, in the industry, if you say you're treading water, you're like,
you're doing awesome.
No, you're struggling. Like you're not doing any business. And he's like, you're in the weeds. Like once you're in the weeds, like you're like barely keeping up with the business. And it was funny because there were some people that I had been saying that to for like 2 years, where I was like, somebody just told me this, and they were like, they were like, oh God, it just never made sense because you kept ordering, but you were telling me you.
Hey, Carol, if you go, I find the easiest way to find our classes, and I haven't even been categorizing them with like Serger, Scanique, that kind of stuff. I probably should. I wonder if Christine is doing that for us. I don't know. Can I finish?
Yeah.
So if you go to our website and go classes, and then there's an option where it's categorized in calendar. Just click on calendar. And that class, the Scanique one, is going to be on the 29th. So classes, calendar on the 29th. Would you like to say something now?
She may also be looking for something specific to applique. So
yeah. So
that class would be pertinent, but
just look for January 29th, and that's where you're going to find that class.
I'm going to have to get cash in the register and stuff like that. So do you want to run the giveaway and then I'll step out?
Okay, giveaway. So our question was, how did you meet us? How did you find us?
So for people like Carol who are new, every Friday we do a giveaway. We ask a question. We ask that people answer the question. It helps us better get to know our community. It helps us kind of figure out how to make the shop better and what we can do to make the shop better. That said, our question last week was, we've had a ton of new people in the last handful of weeks. And so I said, how did you meet us? Tell us something about yourself. One of the great things about A1 is the community that we've developed and the community that's grown. That's kind of what we wanted to do, was figure out how you met us and then let us know something about you that helps you get to know the community a little bit better and the community get to know you. I always think it's funny when people come in our store and they've gotten to know each other on Zoom and on the live streams and stuff like that, and they meet each other and they start talking like they know each other, for their whole lives. I think that's so awesome.
We have a customer that is a serial A1 come into the store friend finder. You know who you are. But I love it because she's really good friends with ladies that she's met here in the store because she's so personable, outgoing, and she's one of those people. But I like that. Like, do you know Patrick has a friend, our oldest friend here in Reno, and he met him online. They met in a chat room. You didn't meet it? That sounds really creepy. And you didn't, not a chat room, but what are those? A board? A bulletin board?
It was, I don't want to say it was a chat room, but it wasn't a chat room. It was on a bulletin board for, I was talking about snowmo skiing.
Yeah.
Accessing backcountry skiing.
He's our oldest friend here in Reno. So let's go ahead. We've got 2 prizes here. We have the wine bag. Where did I put them?
You just had them.
Here we go.
I think.
And we're going to do this as a sew along because this was so much fun. This was the, and it doesn't have to be a wine bag. It could be a bottle of Best Press that you're giving to a girlfriend. So those were
Wine's
so
more fun.
So this is going to go out to somebody who answers.
Which was the grand prize?
So this is also something that we're going to give away, and it is the Tudo Baby Lock Notion bag. And I have Michelle's here that was filled because I was like, what do you put in this? How do you fill this up? And I give it to Michelle, and she comes back, and it looks absolutely amazing. She has all her goodies in here. So whatever you want to put in here. This is, I like this because the little elastic part is all different sizes. So you can put little stuff, big stuff. So which one of
these,
look at her
is
little
that the
clips.
grand prize?
No, this is.
That is?
This
okay.
is.
All right. So the way it works is if the first person we choose has answered the question, then they get the grand prize. If the first person did not answer the question, it's just like a hello, then you get the other thing. If you're out of town, you get... you
have to pay for shipping.
You have to pay for shipping.
I'm just unloading my bag.
So Donna Coleman answered the question.
I have something else here for you, Miss Donna.
So Donna says, Reno Quilt Show, bought my machine, was working and living in Susanville, currently retired, living in Medford, Oregon.
She found out about us through...
well, she has other friends.
Through her friend. But maybe you met us there. Okay.
So Donna will reach out. We've got your...
I have something else for you, but I think is Dawn coming up to visit you? She usually takes the stuff with her. No?
Sandy and Dar Sowell. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Okay. All right. And then the next person will get what is that? The insulated lunch tote?
No, it's the wine.
It's the wine,
Patrick.
It's the wine tote.
So June Taylor, come on, let's do it, ladies.
It's Patty Craig saying hello to Donnie.
Hi, Donnie. I think that's so cute because they see each other. I saw a comment on there with Roxanne, and she was like, I see you, Lorraine. Because she saw her in the class, which I think was really, really cute. Congratulations, Miss Patty Craig. Donna Coleman. If I don't put it down, the next day, Patrick and I are like,
duh.
Do you remember who won that? And then we have to go back and we have to watch the video. I do have other things to talk to you about. Okay.
Is there anything that you need me for?
So this is Patty Craig.
Oh, last but not least, I had a handful of folks reach out. I am buying those cutting tables today. I had told people to let me know by today if they wanted one of the cutting tables that I demoed last week. That said, I'm ordering those today, and the beautiful thing about dealing with a small business that does custom cabinetry like Unique is we get to negotiate. So if you do want one, let me know by noon today because I can add it to the order. And essentially what I'm negotiating with them on is the cost of shipping, because if I can negotiate that down, then the price of the tables will come down and I'll pass that on to you guys. So
we love passing on savings.
All right, bye, ladies and gents. See you tomorrow.
Where's Michelle? Michelle has to join me.
Does she have a class?
She might be working. She might be working on that pre-class video, which is fine. Thursday, my ladies. If you're in this class, this starts on Thursday. We're going to be doing the embroidery part, and not all of it, but I'm going to show you how to mark your fabric, and then we're going to do, I think we have time to do like 3, and then the next class, we are going to be putting it all together. Isn't this cute? Janine Babbage, we love you. So this is for Miss Janine Babbitt's. Here comes Michelle.
Good morning.
Michelle came. I walked in this morning and Michelle goes,
I
I'm
have
gonna
something to make you really happy.
Tomorrow. Look for it tomorrow.
Yes.
We're going to be putting
And
up
it's pretty
an
exciting.
amazing class.
It's pretty fun.
What else did you work on this weekend?
There's 3 classes.
Yes.
Because there's one that's and these are all sewing, no embroidery, no in the hoop. This is all 3 of these projects are sewing projects. Starting with one that's very basic for a beginner. All you have to do is
This
know
is what
how.
you asked for.
You
We're
asked
giving
for
you
it.
what you want.
Suitable for a beginner. It is not a machine usage class. You do have to know how to use your machine, and you do need to know a few basic sewing terms. The second class,
Look how tall I look.
I know
People who
because you're
don't-
sitting on your high shoes.
I'm sitting on my feet. People who don't know me are going to think, wow.
Well, she's so tall.
And then they'll come in the store. I'm like,
The second one is going to be for a more seasoned, experienced person that sews. It's got rounded corners. It's got channel quilting, and it's got a zipper that goes all the way around almost all the way around in a circle. And it's got some fun stuff that I discovered this weekend was using an everyday thing that might happen at your house for a stabilizer that Jeannie's like, you're going to do what with
yeah,
that?
I was like very unsure. I was
It's
like,
like, you're going to do what?
can we do so? And then when she explained it to me, I was like, wow, that is really cool.
It has a purpose.
And you won't know these things unless you
Yeah.
are a
Yeah.
certified bag lady.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a certification or, a reason to be institutionalized, one or the other.
Are you just dying to know what these projects are?
And then the
You're
last
gonna have to
one.
wait till tomorrow.
The last one is still, and they're all sewing. The last one is also a sewing project. But if you're feeling rather rambunctious and you can sew a straight line and cut a straight line pretty well, it's probably going to be for you.
Yeah.
So I would say, confident beginner.
Confident beginner. So we have beginner, confident beginner,
and a
somebody
little bit more
intermediate.
challenging, intermediate, yeah.
Yeah, and it's from a panel.
It is. I love panels.
Can you believe that? We're gonna
So
knock it out of the park.
a
with
while
this one.
back, I don't know for how many of you that saw that one episode that Jeannie said, what do you do with the panel? And I'm, when you say things like that, I look at them as a challenge. What can you do with the panel? And then we were looking at this fabric and I went, ooh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
fantastic.
nice. So yeah, combination of a lot of different stuff.
It's going to be super fun. So so let's talk about what other classes we have coming up. Next week, I'm doing a free sew along for Summer Glory. I did send out an email explaining it because in the beginning, I was just going to do it from 1 to 3? Or 1 to 4. We are going to still do it from 1 to 4. The first hour is going to be my multi-needle girls. So I'm going to show you how to set it all up on your multi-needle. Some of you are seasoned pros and you just want to join in. Some of you have not been on your 10 needle or your 6 needle that much, and
Don't be scared.
yeah,
You got to stop.
panels,
You got to just.
if you have a multi-needle, do
You
it
just
on.
got to turn the beast on.
Yes. So the first hour, and I'll send out a reminder. So from 1 to 2, my multi-needle girls, if you're a single, and when I say single needle, it's any machine. Well, it's going to be one of your sit-down machines that
Yeah.
most of you have. So your Solaris, your Luminaire, your Dream Machine, your Aventura, any of those, that's going to be a single needle. You're going to join in from 2 to 4.
Good
but
morning,
you
Betty.
can, if you want, you can come and watch.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
You can watch if you want to see what the multi-needle is all about. Join us at 1 o'clock for that. What else do we have going on? So Zippity Do Done lunch is tomorrow.
This is tomorrow.
I am doing I'm doing a Serger 1 class tomorrow in person, and I have room for one more person. So if you have a serger, you haven't taken your Serger 1 class, you have a 4-thread serger, it is the baby lock. You could call me. Don't email me because I might not check my email.
Yeah, don't
until
email.
late tonight.
Call the store.
You could take that class. Oh, the accessory class.
Ooh.
So the accessory class is Friday the 21st from 10 to 1 o'clock. That class is amazing. So we go through all of the main accessories that come
Yeah.
with the machine: your G-foot, your I-foot, your buttonhole, your button fitting, your overcasting, your blind hem, your twin needle, your free motion foot, taking off your needle plate, how to clean out your machine. This is a class for you, so get signed up for that class.
Good morning, Ellie. I think that people don't realize how important that class is. I think they think, oh, well, I'm never going to do a blind hem because I don't sew, so I don't need this class. But you'd be amazed at how many other things you can do with these specific feet that have nothing to do with putting a blind hem in pants. So, plus you get to know what's in your accessory box. A lot of people, there have been times people have come in and said, I need this foot. I'm like, what machine do you have? They're like, I have this. I'm like, you already have it. No, I don't. I'm like, it came with your machine. I don't have it. And so this would be the class you would need to take so that you know you have it.
Yeah. Plus, I know for me, I use my J-foot for everything.
I do too.
But I just didn't even know what the other feet were, and I didn't learn. But once you learn how to use those feet, you go, oh my God, that's the best foot for the job. I'm going to use that foot. But I know I use the same foot, the same thread, the same needle for everything.
Well, I don't do the thread. I don't do the same thread and the same needle, but I do use the same foot a lot.
In the beginning,
before
I became edumacated.
Edumacated.
And now that I'm edumacated,
that's a real word.
Now I use the right foot for the right job,
and the right string
application,
and the right sewing string,
and the right string. I know we have people come in and they're like, I need some string. I love that. That always, we know what you're talking about. We know what you mean. We'll get you string.
We get you.
So that is going to be on the 21st. Email me and I can get you into that class, and you can take it over and over again, and it's complimentary. Unless you didn't get your machine from us, and then there is a small fee. I have a Serger 2 class, and it is a Zoom class. So my Serger 1's in person. I can take one more person. On Friday afternoon, I have a Serger 2 class. That's if you have an 8-thread serger or if you have a cover stitch machine. And we will do cover stitch, chain stitch, a combination stitch, and wave stitch, and it's amazing. You leave the class having made a tank top, and then we model it. No, a tube top. We make a tube top. I don't make you model it. Some people just stick it on their head. But yeah,
that's about all it would fit, I think.
Some people go, that's not going to fit me.
That's not going to happen.
And then that's going to be on the 21st. And then next week, the sew along, and we have a lot of other stuff that's going to be coming up. So I did want to talk to you about Lucky Us, because guess who was cutting kits? So the fabric part is done. I'm just putting in your embellishments. There is no, I know some people want the special boxes from Kimberbell, the special pretty collector boxes. There is none. They don't have a kit for this. So if you're getting a kit, it's because a shop is cutting the kit for you. I did have one request. So this fabric I sold out of. This is the recommendation for the back. So if you're okay when you come in, because I'm not going to, I don't know when I'm going to get that. I went through 2 bolts of it, and then I have no more. But if you're open to having a different fabric for the back, and you can pick out any 2/3 yard of Kimberbell fabric, then let me know. But this is going to be your kit. I'm going to be finishing it up, and then I will be contacting you, and you're going to be able to pick up, or we're going to be shipping them out.
Good morning.
Was there anything else?
I don't think so. So for those of you that are in the class tomorrow, I got a kit to work with. So I'm going to be doing
at
some
the last minute. I just gave it to her.
It's all right. It's a really fun class. Don't stress. Just breathe in, breathe out. So I'm going to be doing pre-class videos today and posting them as I get them done. So some of the ones that I'll be posting are things that you will need to do before class tomorrow. So there's only 9 people in the Facebook group. There's way more than 9 people in the class. So if you're one of those that hasn't joined yet, you'd best do it. Otherwise, you'll be ill prepared for class tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I think that's it.
Okay.
So we will... Oh, deal of the day. Hang on a second. And I grabbed them all. And then where did I put them?
Is it here?
Here it is. Oh. Okay. These are the deal of the day, and they work with... Do you want to talk to them about this?
Yeah.
The dual feed.
So one of the things that I talk about... I'm going to move this just a tad, maybe. There we go. In a lot of the classes that we teach on machine usage is the use of your digital dual feed walking foot or your move it foot. and how powerful of a tool that is for your sewing. So we always show you the feet that don't come with your machine, which is the 1/4 inch foot, the stitch in the ditch foot, and the open toe foot. But the other thing I show, and I use this probably more than anything else for doing channel quilting and for doing all kinds of on texture on anything, not just quilts. And that is using the move it foot and using the digital dual feet and using my stitch in the ditch foot out as a guide down one of the rows that I can either set down with a chalk line or using my LED pointer on my machine, or by using the projector if you have a Luminaire or Solaris. So the right tools for the right job. That's kind of always been my thing, is that you get great results when you use the right tools to get those results. So these are a very important addition. So it's this one is one of my favorite, the open toe, because you can actually see. You have a really wide view. The thing with that takes, I think, a minute to get used to on that foot is that the foot is so wide and you can't see through it. There's no, I mean, the one that comes with it has no clear view window. So this one's nice. And then these two both in the front are clear, so you can see through them, which makes the job much easier.
So these are going to work with the dual feed foot. So
Either one of them.
This is going to be the newer one, or the larger one that came with the original Solaris and Luminaire. This is what's coming with the. I think
it's the ballad and the chorus and the 3100 and the 2500.
So the Solaris and Luminaire are still coming. The new ones, I think, are still coming.
Are they still coming with the older ones?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
This is how easy it is to change out the foot. So there's little grooves here and little these little half bars that are sticking out, and you just push down on them. And then you have that foot on here. This is going to be the regular foot. This is the only one that comes with most of the machines. Some of the brother machines have the quilt bundle package.
Yes.
And then they might come with it, but a lot of the times these need to be sold separately. This is the 1/4 inch, and it has that black flange that you can run your fabric next to. I sew with my dual feed. It's called the Move It with the brother stuff.
I sew most everything.
Yeah, this is what lives on my machine. The only time I take this off is if I'm using a foot or an accessory that doesn't fit on here, that has to go on the regular shank. These are on the website. They're $39.99 normally. They're on the website at 30% off today. Or it'll be on there all week.
Wow, that's a great deal.
Which is a great price. So instead of $39.99, I think they're $27.99. So get your dual feed now. That's it. We got to go. The store is full of people. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Be creative and make something awesome.
Bye, everyone.
And
be inspired.
We'll see you later.
Bye.